Your husband comes home from work, sits down on the couch, and he lets out a big sigh. He turns on the TV, grumbles, "Hello," under his breath. You walk over, you say, "Hey, sweetie, dinner's going to be done in 15 minutes, and the kids are outside playing. They got in a huge fight earlier. I had to break it up." "Okay," he says, not even hearing a word you say. You ask, "Hello, are you listening to me? Why aren't you paying attention when I'm talking?" You're thinking to yourself, does this man even notice how hard I work? I take care of the kids, make sure the bills are paid, remember their doctor's appointments, on top of having a full-time job. This story is not new, unfortunately. And after a decade of researching the behaviors of men and women and coaching them towards healthier relationships, there's something I've discovered women do that shuts men off. Can you guess what it is? When women don't feel heard or seen, they tell a man over and over what they want, and the man usually ignores them. Well, there's a better way to get him to notice you and everything you do, and I'm going to show you what it is in this video. I'm going to tell you the number one thing to do when the man in your life takes you for granted. I'll tell you why men act the way they do and the pivotal actions you can take to turn his behavior around and get him to treat you the way that he did when you first started dating. This is going to give you the secret key to unlock his dream man qualities and get him to pay attention to your needs and desires like you deserve. Now let's get into divulging the hidden secret that will make your man never take you for granted again. Communicate with your actions rather than your words. You don't understand what happened. He used to be this gentleman and surprise you with flowers or the occasional romantic trip. He used to put his dirty clothes into the hamper instead of sitting them right next to it, which is just maddening. Why would you do that? But now you come home to find him cozy on the couch with his video game headset on, saying nothing but, "Hey babe, can you get me a beer?" And this is when you start to tell him off. Now this is a mistake. You see, the man who loves you does hear your frustrations when you say, "You never take me out on nice dates anymore," or "surprise me with little gifts," or "You never do anything around the house. I always have to clean the house all by myself." But when you complain to him, you're signaling to him that even though he doesn't change, you're going to stick around. Complaining does nothing but show him that he has you right where he wants you, because if he doesn't put his clothes in the hamper, maybe you'll nag him about it, but you're not going anywhere and you're still going to put the clothes in the hamper. I know it's not fair and it's certainly not mature, but men often condition women to receive less and less over time, and they accept it. And suddenly, without even realizing how it happened, you're cleaning up after him like his mother, and you're sleeping with him. He feels like he won the lottery, and you rightfully feel taken for granted. So what is the best way to get him to shape up? Communicate with your actions and not your words. If you've already tried to speak with him about your concerns, and if he continues taking you for granted by not pulling his weight around the house or giving you the attention you deserve, try to pull away from him a bit without saying a word. It's time for a new approach. Instead of laying into him with criticism, take a pause, take a step back. First of all, men love a chase. If he no longer sees you acting like his mother, he might actually notice the shift and think, crap, something happened. I'd better figure out what that is. One of my friends, Rick, he had a wife who did everything for him. She cooked these big, delicious meals every night. She woke the kids up and got them dressed for school and shuffled them to their appointments. Mind you, she also worked full time. Now, one day she had enough. Instead of blowing up on Rick, which he deserved, period. But she was more sly about it. She simply said, "Hey babe, I know you're probably going to be late for dinner because of work, so you should just pick something up for yourself on the way home." I organized a carpool with Jim, who happens to be the sexy single dad down the street, so we can take turns bringing the kids to their events. I hired a cleaning lady to come a few days a week. Now, after eating takeout every night and watching his wife get chummy with Jim and paying a fortune for a cleaning lady, Rick knew he had to get busy. After all, she'd been acting a bit distant, and it was clear that she didn't need him. So he now wanted to show her why she should want to be with him or risk losing her. All of a sudden, he was happy to take the kids to their activities or to help around the house and not show up late for home-cooked meals. He even decided they should have a date night once a week where they could connect and he could spoil her. After he made these changes, they have been so much happier, and they're both getting what they need from the relationship. Now, a high-quality man doesn't want a woman he can walk all over. Some women try to get a man to fall in love with her by telling him that she'll always be by his side. But who is the woman who he's really attracted to? It's the one who acts as she could just take him or leave him. Remember, the woman a man desires never shows him her next move. So if he's not respecting you, if he's ignoring you over and over, if he's acting smug, if he seems like he's going back and forth about committing to you, don't just start giving him a speech about what you want just to have him tune you out. Pull back a bit with zero complaints or any type of warning. When he knows he's behaving badly and you don't complain, he starts to wonder, what's happening? Is she not interested? Does she no longer need me? He now realizes that you're not just wrapped around his finger, and he jumps into action to fix the problem. Remember, men think of themselves as fixers. He'll do this without you saying anything. Now, is this a game? This is not a game. This is a way to train him how to treat you non-verbally. This is how you get a man to stop having his cake and eating it too. You already tried talking to him about the problem. It hasn't worked. Now you need to focus on showing him with your actions that he isn't going to be setting up the rules for you to follow. Nagging him looks more to him like begging, which makes him lose respect for you. Remember, men think differently than women. To women, expressing your feelings, it shows vulnerability and intimacy. Women see that and vulnerability as a strength. But to men, that vulnerability is weakness. That's why when you cool off, instead of complaining, he starts to see you on more equal footing. He now is looking at you as his partner and not his mother. He sees you with dignity, which is how you refresh his memory about why he fell in love with you in the first place. Would you still want your man if he's constantly telling you what to do? Would you think that he was super sexy if he said to you every day, I told you to take out the trash, you never listen to me? Probably not. So instead of complaining to him, remind him with your actions that you're a strong woman who isn't to be messed with. Men get turned on by a woman who's just out of their reach. And if he knows you're not going to put up with him treating you badly, he's going to say to himself, this is the woman I want in my life forever. She's holding me to a higher standard. Men may like to sleep with nice girls who wait on his every beck and call, but they marry a strong woman who they see as their equal. An example, one of my clients, Caitlin, she was used to getting her heart broken by guys. She'd date them for a few months, do everything she could to hold their attention, and she said to me, I don't get it. I should be every man's fantasy. I've got a great job. I cook amazing food. I clean their house. I even wear lingerie. And still, these guys don't stick around. What am I doing wrong? And yet everything Caitlin named off is exactly what she was doing wrong. As we established, men will take as much as you give them unless you demand something in return. Guys didn't date Caitlin for long because they saw her as a pushover. She was a good time. And for a high-quality, successful man who's used to women wanting to date him, he isn't interested in settling down with a woman who does everything in her power to please him. He wants a woman who can hold her own. If he takes her for granted, she knows exactly what to do, so he never dares do it again. After working with Caitlin and showing her how men think, she landed her dream man only a few weeks later. And when he tried to condition her to receive less, she squashed the problem immediately. She didn't nag him. She didn't catch an attitude. She stayed relaxed. She pulled back a bit, and he got to work. They've now been together for 3 years and are getting married this Christmas. Remember, you already have all the qualities to attract your dream man. You just need to keep him on his toes to keep him acting like your dream man forever. Now that you know what to do if a man takes you for granted, you'll be able to shift the power dynamic in your relationship and get that equality that you've been trying to achieve. Because remember, you deserve to be treated with love and respect. You deserve to have a partner who participates equally and pays attention to your needs. Now, if you're watching this video, I know you're an ambitious woman and you're trying to get a better understanding of how men think, and that's smart. Now that you know why men act the way they do, you can use the information to your advantage to improve your relationship or any future relationships. Just imagine a few months from now and your partner is helping you clean around the house. He takes you on romantic dates like he used to. He surprises you with a piece of jewelry just because. He appreciates you the way that you deserve. You'll feel more fulfilled in your relationship and relaxed knowing that you're getting your needs met. That's the kind of relationship you should have. And I know that with this advice, you're going to be able to achieve it. I really appreciate you watching this video. I do hope that with this knowledge, you actually feel empowered to make the types of changes that will improve your relationships. So you stop focusing on nagging a man who isn't responding to you, and you're spending that time focused on you and your life and taking care of your needs. Now, if you want more of these valuable step-by-step tips and want more expert advice, just click the link in the description below to get access to a training video that talks about my more premium material. It's going to answer your burning questions about why men act the way they do and give you a more exclusive look at my step-by-step attraction system, so you don't have to guess what type of men women want. You can learn exactly how to get a high-quality man to fall in love with the amazing person you are. Thanks so much. Be well.